Good morning. How are you this morning? So it's first thing in the morning, and I have a question for you. How do we stick to the plan of action or stay consistent? Have you ever felt demotivated, like you were losing your drive or your consistency? How about, the thought of completing or even tackling a particular task left you stressed and paralyzed in inaction? Today, I want to give you a quick reminder of some tips and tricks that you can use to stay motivated, and a few tricks on how to stay on your plan of action, how to stick to your plan of action and stay consistent. It's important to find the appropriate ways to keep yourself motivated and consistent when there are times where you want to give up. And how many of us have found ourselves at that exact position? So hold on, and I'll be right back with some helpful tips that I've found that are very, very effective. Hold on, be right back. Well, welcome back to Monday Mastery Moments with Michelle Live, where busy moms who find themselves mid career or solopreneurs and hitting a different season in their life get tangible ways to enjoy success of life without the sacrifice. And who doesn't want that? I'm live 4 Mondays a month at 6 a.m., and you'll find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And I'm here to give you your wake up call. So make sure you follow me on your platform of choice so you don't miss a single episode. And me? Well, I'm Michelle O'Neill, your boundary strategist, and I love a great conversation. So why don't you grab a cup of coffee, tea, or your warm beverage of choice and settle in so we can hop right on into today's mastery moment. So, one of the hardest things to do when you have a busy life is to stay motivated and consistent with so many things vying for your attention. So, let me share with you 3 tips, only 3 today, that will support you in keeping your mojo and no falling off the wagon. The first one is identify your goals and set routines that will help you stay on track. The second is be accountable to someone who can give you feedback on your progress. And the third is find a way to make it fun for yourself. Who wants to do anything if it's not fun? So, I'm so thrilled to be here. So let me know who's out there. Give me your name and where you're from, and share with me some of the things that you find that are hard to be consistent on. I would love to chat with you today. And if you're catching me on the replay, put hashtag replay and let me know your name, where you're from, and some of the things that you're finding hard to be consistent on. So let's get right into this, right? So, first, we're going to talk about identifying your goals and set a routine that will help you stay on track. Makes sense. Perfect sense. But what can we do to get better at it? What can we do to be the best at identifying those goals and setting those routines? Well, the first thing is to ask yourself, where do you want to go from here? You have to create a clear vision. Know exactly where you want to go. How do you travel in your car? How do you take a trip if you don't know where you want to go? How do you make that road plan? How do you check the map if you don't have a clear vision? So you got to know where you want to go. Makes perfect sense. And you have to know how you're going to get there. You have to look at all the different ways of getting there. It's just like I said, when we take a road trip, you look at every um, direction that you can take. When you look at your Google map or whatever it is, it usually gives you one or three ways. One that's the shortest, one that has the less lights, one that gets you is more direct, but one that has less traffic and get you there faster. So you have to find out, this is where I want to go, right? Now, what direction will I take to get there? Do I want to get there faster? Do I want to get there with less obstacles? How do I want to get there? So have a clear vision on where you want to go, and then a clear direction on the plan that you want to take to get there. And then how do we make it happen if we don't have a schedule? You need to have a schedule, or you want to have a schedule and that can be a great way to organize your day. If you have a schedule, if you know where you want to go, if you have a clear vision on getting there, then you can start planning out your day on the steps that you need to take to get there. Your different waypoints, your different where you're going to allow yourself to veer off course, but then how you're going to get yourself back on course. It can help with your productivity, it can help with your stress levels, and even your happiness. When you have a plan, when you know where you want to go, and you know how to get there, it gives you less frustration when things pop up that take you off course, because you know exactly what you need to do to get back on course. A schedule for the day is not about controlling every minute of your life. It's about creating a sense of order, that when things throw you off course, that what you need to do to get back on course. And then you want to make sure that you're not overworking yourself, and that we need to take care of our mental, physical health, and have rest and restoration and exercise. And I can't impress upon you this enough. And we hear it every day. But how do you feel? Ask yourself, how do you feel when you take the time to exercise? Whether you want to do it or not, how do you feel after you do it? You feel more energized, more refreshed, more ready to tackle your day. So even taking 15 minutes, 10 minutes at the top of the hour, just to get some physical exercise, to get the blood flowing, not just through your body, but through your brain. Taking the time to rest, to change and use other areas of your brain that were not being used, so you can let the areas that are being used rest and repair and rejuvenate. It is so important to take the time and not overwork, and take the time to refresh and rejuvenate. And then the best way to stay motivated is by setting short term goals and rewarding ourselves along the way when we accomplish those goals. So it's not, yes, it's about the big goal, but everything we do have short steps to get there. And so reward ourselves at each step we accomplish. You know, when we're taking a trip, I love using the analogy of trips because I love road trips. And so when we're taking trips, we take those breaks. We take those breaks to stretch our legs. We take those breaks to relieve ourselves and go to restroom. We take those breaks to eat. All those things are important to making sure that at the end, when we get to our destination, we are at our best. Remember when you're on a trip with the on our airline trip, on our airplane trip, when we go traveling by plane, and not only do we get up and we stretch and we take those rest breaks, and we we eat, but we also do things like make sure our breath is refreshed. We chew the gum or go brush our teeth to make sure that when we get to our destination, that we are at our best. We make sure our clothes are straight. We make sure that we have our shoes on, that all our things are together in our bag. All those things that we do to make sure that when we get to our destination, we show up as our best. We don't want to get there with our hair all over the place and our breath like, oh my gosh. We want to be our best when whoever comes to pick us up or whoever we go to see sees us at our best. And so that's why we want to identify where we want to go and how we want to get there, and then establish routines or things to do along the way to make sure we show up as our best. All those things that I just said that we do for our plane journey or for our road trip are so that when we get there, that we're at our best, and that we've set those routines in place, those breaks in place so that we show up at our best. And then we want to recognize our roadblocks. We really want to know what are those things that may happen to throw us off course. And what are those things that threw us off course that we didn't expect to happen? So next time we prepare for those. So we want to recognize our roadblocks. And that leads us to point number two. We want to be accountable to someone who can give us great feedback, not just any feedback, but good feedback on our progress. So, with that, we want to find the right person. You don't want anyone to speak into your life. You want to make sure that that person is knowledgeable in our field, in the thing that we're asking them about, in the thing that we're asking them to help us with. We want to make sure that they're knowledgeable and even have similar goals, that they're along the same path that we are. We that needs to be finding the right person needs to be a major factor when considering our accountability partners. The right person is so important. And just because they're knowledgeable doesn't mean always that they're the right person. So we have to have the right values, some of the right things in common, but most importantly, the same or complementary core values. We want to look at different types of relationships, what I call the Paul, the Timothy, and the Barnabas relationship. We want mentors. We want to have people in our lives, those right people in our lives. We want to have some who are mentors who will lead us and direct us, people that have already been where we've been and now can show us the pitfalls before we get there, kind of help steer us and direct us in the right course of action. Then we want to have those friends, those people that we lean on to encourage us and to hold us accountable, who are right there with us, sometimes on the same journey or similar journeys. And then we want those that we mentor or we guide, so we can share the lessons that we learned along the way and the experiences that we took away with us, but not and have those conversations not only to enlighten them, but also often along the way when we're sharing those experiences, when we're sharing those lessons, we also gain additional ahas as well. Things that we realize that, wow, I didn't realize that's what I got then. As we share our experiences, other things come to light for ourselves. And then our family. Our family is so important to our journeys. They give us different perspectives, someone whose opinion that we value, who understand us like no other and who knows us well. And so can show us some of our pitfalls. And then finally, our third thing is We want to find a way to make it fun for ourselves. Who want to do anything? Who wants to stay in track? How do you stay motivated if it's not fun? And like I said, if you're out there, let me know where you're from, and and who you are, so I can share some things. Thank you, Lawrence, for being there, and I'm so glad to see you. So let everyone know where you're from. And Lawrence says, he shares with me, teach it. And so I'm teaching it. I'm teaching it. I'm trying to teach it. Thank you for saying that. That is so encouraging. So it is also important to find the work that makes you happy to do it, instead of just doing it for what it pays. But you want to be motivated to do it, and motivation comes from that drive of having a purpose, of being happy to do it, of being invested in it. It's only when we're invested in the things that we're doing that they light us up, that we're passionate about them, that we really have the goal to keep moving forward, that we really have the motivation to keep moving forward. And then while you're doing that, make it fun. Take a break. Sometimes, like I said, we need to move away from it, change the scenery, whether that's by listening to music, to uplift yourself, to get you moving, to motivate you, reading a book to change your perspective, or even give you a different way to look at things, or just enjoying some other activity, doing it in your that you do in your spare time, taking a walk, go ride a bike. All these things help give you motivation, but not only that, they help you think of different aspects, different ways of approaching things, different ways of looking at things, that sometimes just being out in nature gives you a more open view of looking at things. And then gaming, my favorite, because I am so competitive. I love gaming. So I'm always looking at ways to be competitive to myself, with myself, not competitive with others, but being competitive with myself. Hello, Stacy. I'm so glad that you're there, and joining me this morning. And tell me, do you love gaming? What are things that you do with, and when I'm talking about gaming, is little rewards. Hey, if I do this, if I get to this next milestone, then what am I going to do? I'm going to get some ice cream, or I'm going to allow myself to take 15 minutes to really watch a little bit of my favorite show, or whatever it is. But game yourself along the way to keep you motivated, to keep you on track, and then incorporate something you love. I love when I'm doing things, having music that I want to listen to. Sometimes if I need to be calm, to think, and to write, then it's more calming music, maybe spa music, maybe jazz. Or if it's something that I need to motivate myself to get on a live or whatever, then it's dancing, or something that lifts me up, something that gets me ready to going. Sometimes going out in nature, just seeing birds, and listening to them chirp, and listening to them persevere through the weather. Sometimes I'm standing there and I'm looking out my window and I hear the birds chirping. I'm like, you're even out there in the rain and I'm complaining about the rain. Just listening at things in nature, and then sometimes just creating. I'll take myself from my task at hand. If I need to be creative, and I need to write and bring content so that I can be before you, sometimes just taking myself away from that and doing something creative, like artwork, or doing graphics or something like that, to let a different aspect of my brain engage, allows me to be more productive and come back with better ideas, to be right here in front of you this morning. And then celebrate the victories, big or small. If you need to do your little dance at the end of it, yes, at the end of it, celebrate what you accomplished because you did do something. I celebrate every time I get before you in the morning. I celebrate that I was committed, that I met my commitment, but not only that, that I was able to share with you something that was so important to me. And I celebrate that. So sometimes there's a lot of victories in that celebration. I celebrated that I got up this morning and I prepared myself before I came to you. Celebrate the victory, whether they're big or small. And so I am so glad that you were here with me this morning. Look, I am so thrilled that you were here. And if you'd like to, I would love you to join our community, the Monday Crew, where you can get tidbits, tips, and techniques, even more like this to master your Monday and your life. And to do that, I would encourage you to go to meet.michelleoneil.com/crew. And let me put that on here so that you don't have to remember it. Again, it's meet@michelleoneil.com, and you can put /crew so that you can join the crew. Look, again, I am so thrilled that you were able to hang out with me, each one of you, today on our Monday morning chat. You are actually amazing, simply amazing. And I hope you enjoy this live. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe, follow, or register so you don't miss a single episode of the live in the future. You want to know what I'm up to? Go ahead and go to meet.michelleoneil.com and you will get a free gift that I have for you while you're there. Let me know how I can serve you and support you further so that you can master every day like it's your Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.